Guys and gals, watch enthusiasts, what I'm going to review today is the Aragon Dive Master Evo. Evo stands for evolution. Now this watch is based on Liang's Dive Master. So this is another generation. Here we go. As you can see, I have 3 of them here in front of me. 2 of them are the skeletons. They're all 45 millimeter. They're K1 crystals. Okay, the crown is screw down. They're water resistant to 200 meters, and all 3 of them have Seikos. This is my first Dive Master Evo. Whoa. Now let's look at the quality here. Okay, the bracelet is right at 5 millimeters. It's excellent quality. Screw down crown, K1 crystal. The bezel is amazing. It's real easy to turn. And like everyone else in the watch world, I love the triangle to be centered. And these watches, the quality is amazing. Now this is a green one. Now if you'll notice the bezel, it's kind of tapered inward, almost concave, and the purpose and the reasoning behind that is because it protects the crystal. With this watch here, I tore out 2 bathrooms with a hammer and painted a house. So these bad boys are extremely tough. Now this clasp is excellent quality, all stainless steel. The bracelet is right at 24 millimeters. The links, 45 millimeters in width. And 100% stainless steel. The watch movement itself is a Seiko NH35 and its date. Anyway, I like this watch so much I went ahead and put I love this bezel. One thing I was getting at was I went ahead and added a Cyclops to this just to make the date a little bit easier to read. Now Liang, on a lot of his watches, puts the Cyclops on the underside of the crystal. This one I had put on the top. I'll just leave them out. Here's one of my favorite Dive Master Evolutions, and this one's kind of a pinky magenta kind of color. And if you'll notice, the bezel again moves very well. Very well. The face of the dial is pretty much skeletonized. And what I love, and it's so rare, is there's barely any writing on this dial. Most watches, I mean, it's ridiculous. You need a magnifying glass and they got writing everywhere. This one does not have that. Now, Liang admits that the color of this dial is more that of a auto paint, which is kind of cool. But what I like about it is it's a summer watch. And then here's another one right here that is turquoise. And it's the same configuration, the same watch, the same Aragon quality. And this quality is second to none. I mean, let's compare it to a Seiko of yesteryear that I refurbished. Okay, notice the bracelets. I mean, the bracelets on all Aragon watches are nothing less than amazing. I mean, look how solid they are as compared to this Seiko. Seiko has a plastic lens. The Aragon has a K1 lens. And what's funny is that this Seiko watch that I bought 35 years ago costs more than this Aragon watch. This Seiko watch is non-hacking. This Aragon watch is hacking. Now let's do something that no one ever does. Let's compare it to a Rolex. Yes, a Rolex is a fine watch, but if you'll notice, the crystal on the Rolex is plastic. The crystal on the Aragon is mineral or K1. You know, let's look at the links, okay? The links on the Rolex are, you know, pretty thin. I don't know, I'd call them probably 2 millimeters. That's just guessing. And on this Aragon Evolution, 5 millimeters. Now let's turn over this Rolex. Okay. That's interesting. Hollow links. Oh, I love this clasp. This clasp is stamped. So it's not, the quality of the Rolexes today, and I want to be clear about that. Watches today, their quality is nothing less than amazing. Because back in the day, what you got was the quality of this Seiko, and this was one of the best Seikos back in the day. And I don't mean the most expensive. I mean, this watch is 35 years old and it's one of the most accurate watches I've ever had. It's quartz, so I've kept it. This Rolex's accuracy, well, not so much. So back to the Dive Master Evolutions. Aragon makes a lot of watches, but if you want a utility watch, I don't see anything out there better than this Evo. As a matter of fact, I would go as far as to say that these are my dream Seikos. They all have Seiko movements. They're made tough as can be. So one last thing I wanted to talk about was where to buy an Aragon watch. I have bought them in 3 places. One is the Aragon Watch website, which is aragonwatch.com. The other is Evine, and the other would be eBay. And I can tell you this right now. I didn't pay half the price of what a Seiko SKX007 would cost for any one of these watches. I got great deals on all of them. eBay, what's so nice about them is that, a lot of people out there buy watches and they never wear them, and then they put them for sale. Well, if you watch it carefully, you can get these for as little as $50 and as much as $200, depending on where you buy them. So, shop around. Don't ever forget eBay, because eBay is built for the buyer. You will get a deal. And if you don't see the deal you want on eBay, you contact the seller and say, hey, look, I see you want 150 for this watch. Would you take 100? Oh, I can't take 100, but I might take 110. So, you got a deal. It's all in the deal. And one last thing about Aragon watches. I've been into watches pretty much all my life, and I have never seen any better quality than Liang engineered.